Hey everyone, Zikri here, back again for another show with It Matters with me. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks now since I had the last show with you guys, and I'm so happy that we're all back here. For those who are living in Malaysia right now, it's raining all around Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, so it might be get chilly. Might drop down to 24 degrees Celsius tonight. So for those who are going to go out for a nice stroll at some nice mamak, feel free to make sure you have your outfit ready and make sure you keep yourself warm. So, back to the main topic today. We have an amazing guest, and I say guest because we have more than one this time. We'll always have more than one, but this time we have three guests that will be joining us for this particular show, where we are dedicating it on making sure that we are going forward in making real life changes in Malaysia for this month of December. It is already 2023 coming to an end, so we want to finish it off with an amazing bang as much as possible. And there's no better way of doing so by having back-to-back, week-to-week show of It Matters with your favorite nonprofits in Malaysia. And first and foremost, we have the guest who's running PERTIWI Soup Kitchen. For those who didn't know, PERTIWI Soup Kitchen is probably one of the prominent names out there, helping a lot of the people in the city and so forth. And instead of me talking about it, I would rather have our guest today, our main guest today, to talk about more of the organization. So without further ado, I'd like to summon Puan Laili Ismail to our show, who is the Vice President of PERTIWI Soup Kitchen. Welcome to the show, Puan Laili. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. And I'm very excited to meet all of you.
It's so nice to see you're smiling. I was told you were in the middle of a project of serving somewhere in the city, but now I'm glad you made it on time, and I'm glad that so far everything is so good. Have you had anything to eat yet for dinner, or no?
No, I had something quite heavy earlier in the day, so it's okay. Yeah,
Okay,
yes,
that
it's
usually
okay.
helps.
Yeah.
I also had something quite heavy, which is what was it? Mama Mama Mi Goreng, the best in Bangsar, which is overpriced as always.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, yeah. I was
but
actually
again,
at the, yeah, I was
you
actually
were.
at the, yeah, I was actually at the soup kitchen just now. So as you said, yeah,
Oh,
and I just made it on time. Yeah. Today we
okay,
have our one of our main sponsors volunteering today, which is Bank Pembangunan. So yeah, it was
okay.
good day, good evening. Yeah.
But you didn't have to do it through the rain, did you? Or because it was raining at one time, pretty
No,
heavily.
the place is covered, so it's okay.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's at Pusat Community Gelandangan Medan Tuanku. It's a covered area,
Oh, okay. I know that one.
so yeah, everybody is under the roof there. It's okay.
Oh,
It
fantastic,
was good
fantastic.
enough.
Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing that, I'm sure the guests are the guests who here are watching, from Immerse.tv to our YouTube channel and also our Facebook page. For those who are on Immerse.tv, if you have not seen this show before, please have a like. Go to the PERTIWI Soup Kitchen page on Facebook. They're there. Show some love. We're also dedicating this whole show for those who would like to contribute, whether you want to volunteer or donate. We have a donation button down here, specifically on Immerse.tv. If you're watching from the YouTube channel or the Facebook page, there's a link on the description, so feel free to click on it as much as possible. I'm just going to jump in quickly because we do have other two guests who I'm not going to reveal them yet, but they will join us somewhere, some point throughout this show. So in the meantime, I just want to ask you, Puan Ali, the best way that you could explain about PERTIWI Soup Kitchen for those who don't know. What is the mission of this organization, and how did it started, and what is the legacy that you're focusing on and on moving to make PERTIWI Soup Kitchen stronger than ever post COVID?
Okay. The history of PERTIWI Soup Kitchen goes back a very long time ago. It was founded as early as 1967, which is like more than 50 years ago. At that
Whoa.
time, the mission was to provide education to the rural people. and to provide basic health facilities also to the rural people. But now things have changed, and when the rural people are getting much better, so now the focus is on the urban poor in the cities, and
Okay.
Pertiwi focuses in Kuala Lumpur, of course. Yeah, we should be focusing on our immediate neighbors first, which is in Kuala Lumpur. So addressing the urban poor as the country prosper, many
Mm.
people move from the rural to the urban area, but that was not without any challenges. When they come to the cities, it's not as easy as expected, and now we have a big number of urban poor people in the city. So we are trying to address the needs of these people for the past, I would say, a decade or so. So that's our focus now, Pertiwi, yes. And
So,
during COVID, especially,
mm,
we focus on providing meals to the people because people couldn't work, couldn't go out. We started with that. Before that, we did provide, but it was like more of a uh, late night distribution and so on. Maybe not so many people, but during COVID, we started providing a large number of meals to the people.
and you mentioned that it's been around since 1967, founded by the late Datuk Munira Abdul Hamid, who's actually
No, no,
Bangsawan.
that's not very correct. Was
Oh, it's
founded
not.
by it was founded by 10 ladies.
10
She
ladies.
was like
Okay.
a teenager. Yeah, it was like she was like a
Ah,
teenager then, and I was like 7 years old then.
okay,
1967.
okay.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
so
of
we
course.
were
I don't
yeah
know.
we were not involved then. It was founded by
Okay,
10 ladies.
okay,
Yeah, well-known figures in those days, but two were her sisters. Yes, two were her sisters. Datuk Zakia and Datuk Rama were her sisters. So we
okay.
were like watching things, happen during that time. And she being
So,
a teenager, she was like summoned to help at the back end. Yeah, well, I was just like watching it.
so
Yeah,
you were
so
seven
it's
years
yeah.
old when it was founded.
I was 7. Yeah, she was like a teenager.
MashaAllah,
Yeah,
mashallah.
yes.
I mean, we don't
Yeah,
know
we
about
saw.
these 10 ladies, because we only hear, I think Datuk Munira has been the face for quite some time, since I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
in university. So I kind of only knew Prithvi because of her presence. So I was
yeah.
not,
Because she founded PERTIWI Soup Kitchen 13 years ago, actually. So
okay.
and it has been like in the public, so that's why people know her. Yeah. Before that,
Mm,
the activities were mainly in the village and maybe not so actively with the public. But
okay.
since she took over, she founded the PERTIWI Soup Kitchen. That's her baby, and introduced many other things along the way. And as you said, that's why many people associate Pertiwi with the late Datuk Mira. But but we have also to acknowledge the ladies who founded this for the sake of the women and children
So
during
do
those
you
days
know,
and up to.
so would you know the stories of these 10 ladies and how they founded this, on what basic reasons? There must be some, because usually when people start doing this, there's a tragedy, or there's a major problem back then in the 60s. Oh my God, I can't even, I don't know, that's like
Yeah,
10 years, 10 years right after Independence Day. So I don't know what,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, actually, Malaysia, that was just a few years after the formation of Malaysia, right? 1963 was Malaysia.
yeah.
Independence was 1957. So
Mm,
these ladies were actually trying to empower women, you know, to work. And firstly, before that, is to educate the ladies and to emphasize the importance of education to bring up the level or the standard of, especially the participation of women in the society. So that was their aim. And these ladies were educated people, and only most of them are not around anymore. All of them are not around except for Datuk Rahma.
okay.
And so that was it. They wanted to educate and empower the ladies. And
Right.
I think that has been achieved. That has been achieved. They went to the villages and encouraged mothers to allow the girls to go to school, because at that time, it was the trend that, girls had education only up to maybe primary school, if they ever had. And so they were trying to encourage that, and I think that was successful. Yeah,
And how
trying
did you
to
get involved?
empower
Like,
the ladies.
where did
I
you
how
come in,
did
and what year actually?
Okay. I knew some of the ladies who founded the PERTIWI.
Hmm.
Okay. So, as I said, I was 7 years old. So and the activities they did, some of the activities they did was in my kampung, Kuala Selangor, Kampung Kuantan, Kuala Selangor. Yeah, it happened that
Okay.
Datuk Zakia, the late Datuk Zakia, one of the founders, yeah, she's married to Datuk Muhammad Noor, who is from Kuala Selangor. So she is from Kedah, but Kedah is a bit too far. So they did many activities in Kuala Selangor, like the health clinic, the mobile clinic, the library, the children's library. So I had the privilege of, being exposed to many books then. Um, and they did like recordings, short films, and so on in
Okay.
my kampung. So, I was like watching it from far, yeah, what was going on. So that was my introduction to Prativi. And after that, yeah, I went to studies and so on. But I wasn't in touch at all with Pertiwi. But when I started, I started becoming active during the COVID, when other people couldn't participate. But I'm near enough to the soup kitchen center, so I was able to participate. And the late Datuk Munirah, yeah, wanted me to do more things, and I have the time. And my time is flexible, a bit flexible, so that's how I get involved much or more deeply. And
Hmm.
especially when she's not anymore. Yeah, there are many things which I have to take over of what she did in the Pretty Soup Kitchen. That's in short my story in Pretty Soup Kitchen. Yeah.
And just to touch on that a bit, was it already a volunteering driven organization when you started, or it was already like that since the very beginning?
Yeah, from the beginning, it was volunteer driven. Yeah, from the beginning, the soup kitchen, because uh, we need people to hand out the food, So it was like initially it was like 3 nights a month, a week. So they
Okay.
had groups. They had like Monday groups, Wednesday groups, Friday groups, something like that. So there are people already, and volunteering for this. There's from the
Hmm.
beginning there's a few central kitchen, maybe one or two, who cook the food, pack them. So the people, the volunteers just distributed them. And at those times, it was really on the street, uh, Chowkit, in the Kota Raya area,
Hmm.
Maidin area. It was really on the street then. Yeah, but yeah, Datuk Madira, one of her, her legacy was to really work with DBKL and the ministries concerned to provide a proper place for these people. And so that's now why we have now the Pusat Community, um, uh, Gerandangan, Medan Tuanku, we have this
Yeah.
Anjung Kembara and others. Yeah. So I think that's her work. She managed to convince the ministries and the people to set up proper place. So now these people, uh, but sometimes they choose not to, but they now have a place where they can actually sleep, have proper meals, and also have proper place to wash themselves, wash their clothes, and so on. So it's like yeah, it's
Oh,
a
fantastic.
transit room. And yeah, yeah,
So
and
that's
yeah, they have like these stackable beds where they can sleep at night.
so the importance of building that collaboration and partnership of what the late Dato Monira was doing. That is, was it very challenging from the get go, because now we know how established the TV is, but I'm sure when she was trying to start, might, there were maybe traditional challenges that maybe we wouldn't understand in this modern day era now. Like maybe some people are a bit short-minded on a few ideas. For example, you mentioned DPKL just now. How difficult was it for her, if you would know, to work it out and to finally have a very sustainable and sustainable and friendly relationship with them? Would you know any?
I think that stage, yeah, as I understood it, wasn't too difficult because people want the city to develop and also the country to develop. So and they want good things for the community. So I think that stage wasn't too difficult as I understand it. But it
Okay.
was later when the governments start changing in a short time.
Ah,
That was when we face challenges because when we put out a proposal and then somebody else take over. So
yeah,
when
yeah.
we said that, so I would say Alhamdulillah, thank God that things are settled, but we haven't moved much. But since then, because there was like no continuity of what the proposal. But I think now I think it's quite stable, and the current government is setting up the dedicated program for women and children and even the elderly. Now our focus is slowly shifting to the elderly because we find more and more of the beneficiaries are elderly people, yeah?
Okay.
More and more. And we know that society is getting into an aging society. So our
Yeah.
focus is slowly focusing also on the aging population. And now I think the duty or the what the current people or in the particular committee is to follow up further of what can be improved and can be done in the coming future.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
going to ask, before I touch on this aging population you just mentioned. Uh, we have as you know, we're streaming this also on our exclusive um, media stream platform called Emers, and we have someone here by the name of Ellie Van Dalen, and she says hello, and she used to write stories on Pertiwi and interview Datok, and she's glad to be part of the NGO. She just wanted to relay this to you, Miss Laili. If you know her,
Sure.
I think once you can say hello to her.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Hello. And it would be nice if you can like talk over later, meet later. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
yeah, back to what you were mentioning. You mentioned age population, um, and what's going through my mind when you mentioned that. Um, I just want to be having some clarity on this, because the scenario I'm thinking is: are the children of these aging population, are they not looking out for them, or is there like a growing number of um, um, adults above the age of, I'm not sure, 65 or more, or 70 or more, being left to survive on themselves? Is this the reason why that you start to notice? If yes, what is the cause or the root of this? Or would you be able to explain it? Because I find that much more interesting, seeing that which is of concern. Culturally, there's a clash on this, I feel, but I would love to hear more about that from you, one lady.
I think the background story of different people are different.
Hmm.
Okay, but there is a group who wants to be like independent in the sense that they don't want to burden their family or
Yeah.
their children. Yeah. I believe they still meet their family or children, but they don't want to. And these people are used to be professionals. See, so if we
Okay.
talk about them, they are very educated, but they see this is from the discussion we had with them. They see that their savings, yeah, they are depleting, and they want to save it for medical, for other things. So they have sought to to get this sort of free food, because
Okay.
yeah, because when they are healthy, so they don't think their savings may not be enough
Oh, I see.
until until they whatever, and they don't want to maybe they don't want to
Okay.
make it difficult for their family, or I don't know, but that's the thing.
Okay. I mean, that's
Yeah,
very interesting because I find that very, um, it's a strange to me because I would think, like, I mean, if I were to look on demographically speaking on how we culturally look out for our elderlies, like for example the Muslim society or the Malays, or to some extent to our Indian and Chinese friends, we have this tendency to look after our elderly to make sure that they don't, live alone or whatnot. Or maybe I'm just living in my own utopia. But to hear that it saddens me to hear that because the fact that they are unable to sustain themselves, so they seek any staple voucher style programs that they could go get
yeah.
food. Like in America, like all these elderlies, they still have to work till like
Mm.
they're 70 because they don't have social security or EPF, or they don't have people who, when their kids are already an adult, they don't really have that empathy, or that they've been brought up or conditioned to look after the well-being of their mother and their father. So but my last question on this part is, how big of the population is that, and is that something to be concerned of for most of us, especially the Gen Zs, because they're a bit different now.
Yeah, it's not a very big one. The group which I mentioned just now, the educated and so on, not very big.
Mm.
But the others, yeah, maybe even their children are not, also finding it difficult to make ends meet. So they have no choice but to even sleep at the transit centers. So there's quite a number of that I've observed from all races.
Okay.
Um, those at the centers are, many of them are quite elderly, sleeping at the centers. Yeah.
Wow. And when you mean elderly, what is the age range?
Mm, yeah, maybe late 60s and
Okay.
above. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very concerning.
Mm,
I mean, that's good to know. I mean, there's always going to be problems, right? Because
yeah.
society is evolving, it's changing. Some groups will be affected at some capacity. But again, we have a
Yeah.
question here for you, Puan Laili, from Ellie again. She's curious. She wants to know, how will Pertiwi continue to sustain its soup kitchen and help the underserved communities?
Again, how do?
How will
Sorry,
Pertiwi
again.
how will Pertiwi continue to sustain its soup kitchen and help
Yeah.
the underserved communities?
Okay. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, I think during the COVID time, things were sort of quote unquote easier for us, people, because people were looking out of who needs help, where needs help. So we had a lot of donations in cash and in kind.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say it wasn't very difficult to run at that time. Yeah, although we had to serve big numbers and so on. But now, yeah, we really have to strategize our fundraising at organizational level, at individual level, uh, just to make sure that the activities can be sustained. So that's our would be our priority in 2024, and we have actually started this month, yeah, to
Fantastic.
improve in this area, because we see that also the impact of COVID is that organizations are also affected, so they're giving less, also individuals are giving less, but yeah, we have to manage that. That's
And
one thing.
apart from donations, I'm sure the core of the organization is the number of your manpower, people who come and help, which is uh, evidently the volunteers. Now, how important are your volunteers, and what kind of involvement are they involved in a way? And is there a point where you end up taking them in as one of your team member, a full-time team member, because of how good they demonstrate their passion and their work ethics at Pertiwi?
Yeah, actually, we have engaged three of former beneficiaries
Hmm.
as well, not really full time, but as
Okay.
a paid worker for TV, to make sure that we have core people running certain things. Okay, I won't say it's like salary or full time, but they are paid to do certain things to make sure there's people. Let's say when serving meals, we need a number of people, a minimum number of people to make sure. So even if we don't have volunteers, the event can still go on. So we have this, two people doing that, and we have another to manage the database of. We have a monthly grocery distribution and also baby diaper and adult, distribution, milk, baby milk distribution as well monthly. So we have a
Yeah.
database for that, and so every month we have one paid volunteer to manage the
Mhm.
database and also to reach out to these people to make sure that what are their current needs and so on. So they were actually initially beneficiaries, but seeing their capabilities, we have like employed them, not full time because they don't like work 8 to 4 or something, but there are
Mhm.
certain hours which they need to put in. Yeah,
Okay,
that's okay.
understood.
That's one way we have help, and well, others also we have referred to other organizations who ask for people who would like to work, and so we have referred them. So that's the thing. So through this soup kitchen, we know people. So
Okay.
we hope to go further than just providing meals. Yeah.
Absolutely, of course. And I think the amount of effort and growth that, especially with the late Dr. Munira, has pretty much elevated the progression of Pertiwi's presence and impact itself is much felt. And we here in Simon would like to commemorate her legacy, and I like to show a video to kind of show our respect and our way of saying thank you and hoping the legacy could keep going under your leadership and everyone else at Pertiwi. So let's have a look at this video. Yeah, I kind of recall the memory that me and my co-founder Daniel, we did volunteer back in 2015 with Dato Manira at that time, somewhere near in front of where Quill Mall is. I forgot the area, but there is a center there where you could distribute clothes and food um,
Yeah,
for the homeless society there. So
yeah. It was really on the streets then, but we don't do that now. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So I kind of recall that memory, because it was actually my first time volunteering. That was related to feeding and helping the homeless communities in that city. So I totally was walking down that memory lane, trying to figure out,
yeah,
at that time we're trying to figure out how can we help this organization, and we are very much honored to host you and to share your story, and hopefully with our help we can continue the great work that you do and keep yourself not just afloat but progression where the sky is the limit. And that comes to my next two guests, because these next two guests, one of them told me he's quite new, but 1 year and a half in our organization, that doesn't seem new to me. But I'm not sure about the other one because I haven't had a chance to talk to her. But I like to summon the future volunteering team who will carry the flagship of PERTIWI
yeah.
Soup Kitchen. Please welcome Mimi, Rashid, and Ridwan Othman. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hi, Zikri. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to see you again in the flesh. Well, not in the flesh, but everyone, we talked earlier.
Hello guys.
Hello,
Yeah.
hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. So, thank you so much for the both of you joining, because I also wanted to we wanted to talk to the volunteers too who have had experience with Pertiwi. And I'm sure Pon Laini knows the both of you. Not sure how close you both are, but she probably knows the both of you very well. So I'm going to ask some questions to them, and don't worry, I'm not putting Pon Laini on the pedestal here. It's just like I said, we're just going to have some conversation. I just want to ask. I had a chance to talk to Ridwan, BTS, back behind the scene. For the longest time I thought BTS, when people hashtag BTS, it was a boy band, but it's not. It's actually behind the scene. I'm gonna ask Mimi very quickly. Mimi, how long have you been with PTV, and how has it been for you holistically? From your personal life to and what are your plans with PTV as a volunteer?
Okay, I think I joined just soon after Ridwan did because I remember when I joined, he was already there and I thought he's one of the Otais. um, and Alhamdulillah, it's been an eye opener to say the very least. It's you get to see how other people live and it makes you more grateful for what you have. And it's also quite jarring to see the reality that those things still exist in Malaysia.
Mm,
But at the same time, it's also heartwarming to see so many people and so many organizations who are just more than willing to help out and do their share. So in addition to like the food as the food distribution, the meal distribution, we also have health services every Sunday evening, and we have volunteer doctors who do that. And then sometimes we have organizations who provide other services, such as the recent ones are diabetes screening from PPUM, and then there was another organization. The name escapes me right now, but
mm.
they were doing mental health awareness. So it's great. It's holistic, as you said. It's holistic. It's not just it's beyond feeding, as was the vision of Alariham Datu Munira.
Absolutely, absolutely. And would you say the same for you, Ridwan, or what is your? Because Mimi just said she joined a few days after you, so not much difference, but still 1 year and a half, still quite long. So, what about you, bro?
Well, I'm starting my volunteering activity with the TV since about again a year and a half ago. And that was the first time when I met Datuk Munira. What inspired me to be part of these volunteer activities because of her, of herself, which is even though there is no volunteer, she's keep doing it. Even though when she's sick, she's still doing it, which is she's she's she show a commitment to feed the needy.
Hmm.
And yeah, there's a lot of people that I've met during this PERTIWI Soup Kitchen. So talk about for me myself, I love doing this because there's a lot of things that I've learned with the people that come to the PERTIWI Soup Kitchen. Not from just the volunteer, but as well as the beneficiaries themselves.
Okay.
There's a lot of life lesson basically.
And I'm just gonna ask bluntly, what is your day-to-day job, Ridwan?
Well, I am a technical engineer
Hmm.
for water utilities.
Okay, I was about
So
to say that.
I'm still working now.
Oh, you're still working. Wow, look at the
Yeah.
dedication. And what about you,
Yeah.
Mimi?
I'm a customer relationship manager for a local company
Okay.
dealing
For
with
some
kitchen
reason,
appliances. Nothing to do with the soup kitchen.
no, it doesn't matter. But from the get-go, with your background, I thought you were some professor or lecturer. That's that's what the vibe is telling me. Um, I'm gonna ask another question to the both of you as well, and I'll start again with Mimi on what is the volunteer community like in Peru? What do you which
Sorry,
mm,
the internet is getting a bit
wonky?
odd. I didn't hear your question.
Oh, no worries. I was gonna say, how is the what is the volunteer community like at Pertiwi Soup Kitchen? Like what do you look forward the most with this community that Pertiwi has as a volunteering group? Are there people that you are very close now? Are there stories where people end up volunteering together, end up getting married? The typical Malay drama kind of. Is what can you tell us so that the viewers can grasp the experience that you're having? Starting with you, Mimi.
I don't come that often, not as often as I'd like to. Usually I'd
Mm,
go on weekends because I'm also working full time like Ridwan. But what I've seen so far, it's amazing because you get people from all walks of life. You have professionals, you have students, you have parents of students, and by students I mean as young ones like kids, teenagers, even foreigners. So one of the more interesting distribution sessions we had one dinner in Medan
nice.
Tuanku. We had a group of students from an international background, and there were a lot of Koreans. They couldn't
Oh
even
wow.
speak our language, and we had to get some of the students to memorize and what it means, translate for them what it means when you say ayam, ikan, or so, so it's amazing. You never know what I know
There
as
is
you
there
get
is quite a
closer to
wholesome
people.
experience, having
Yes,
a lost
yes.
in translation with our Korean friends who are usually quite they're
Quite
great,
reserved, yeah.
they're very reserved, correct. What
and
about
and
you?
because we're all
Oh,
there
sorry.
for the same reason that we want to give back to the community, we want to help the less fortunate, so it's
Yes,
you just vibe together, it just comes together so easily, so it's great, it's great.
I'm totally happy for you. I mean, it stays a lot on your face, so that's testimonial for you, Puan Naili. So I have this caught on video in case you need her for recruiting. But are you always recruiting, Mimi?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to like recruit because uh, they have my number, and we have the in the email. So
Oh yes.
anybody
We are inundated with requests from Facebook,
yeah,
for example.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have
That's
to we have
and
to
email.
schedule the voluntary work. We have to schedule so that to make sure there's not too many people on a day,
of
and
course.
uh, and of course certain slots are already booked by organizations. For example, Mondays and Thursday lunch are booked by 7-Eleven. Wednesday lunch and dinner booked by Bank Pembangunan, And we have these people like tailors will be booking, I think, Saturday dinners for the whole of next year. So
Oh
it's
wow.
like, yeah, and they have also pledged to donate something for the whole year. So in that way, yeah, it's good. And hopefully by having this publicity, it will also attract people. And we provide a volunteer platform for students also who need to do voluntary work for their part of their university credit hours and so on. So we are like really a place where people want to come to
Oh,
do
for sure.
voluntary work. Yeah,
And
and we even have tourists who come to Malaysia for maybe 3 weeks, and they want to volunteer for a few days, so we welcome them. I try to fit them in, and I try
The
to
mashallah.
meet
Dutch
them.
girls, right?
Yeah, yeah, they
Oh,
come
Dutch.
like
Okay.
yeah. We had two girls from two Dutch girls. Yeah, so they wanted to volunteer, and somehow they got my number, and I slotted them in, and they were very happy. So I asked them to go to two centers instead of one, so that within that time they have a lot. And the cook offered them the taste of the meal because they said it smells so good, and they did, and they like our dishes. Yeah.
You know, speaking about the Dutch people, there is a question here on the emails.tv chat group, chat stream here. We have someone by the name of Chris, and he looks obviously Dutch. So he's asking, how can one sign up to volunteer? Is it 3 or 4 number again, one Laili, or?
Yeah, you can, or through the email, and then the email will be directed to me, and I will uh, share them the schedule when they want to volunteer, and they just put in their names. Yeah,
Well, there you go,
usually
Chris.
on the last day of the current month, yeah, we'll
Hmm.
put up the schedule for next month, where we have already put in the bookings by organization.
Okay,
Okay, because organizations, they have to like be more have more preparation, so we put in the organizations first, and then the individuals can put in their slots. Yeah,
of course.
that's how we do it.
Would
No,
be
I didn't
nice
have
to
the
see
chance
the
to.
incitement team one of these days.
Oh man, we are everywhere.
Yeah.
We are scattered. So like I said, I shared my experience. When I had hair, I did volunteer. I did
Oh,
volunteer
and you
for.
shouldn't you shouldn't miss our street breakfast every Malaysia Day.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Hey, I know that one. Of course. Who doesn't know that one? I've missed it. I haven't. I didn't think I've stepped a foot with PTV as PTV's volunteering since 2016. So I would love to definitely make a comeback, and I'll try to bring my team for sure, who would be more than happy, because we get invited everywhere all the time, to all various events. But of course, nothing is more rewarding than giving back to communities who need us the most, right? So that's definitely on top of my mind, and I really appreciate you extending the invitation, Mimi, on behalf of PTV. But I never had the chance to ask Ridwan just now, because I asked Mimi about what you look forward to when you go with the volunteering community. What about you, Ridwan? Did you find love or yet? Or are you married? Or
Yeah, I'm married.
Just
Well,
just
basically,
married, just
just
married,
married,
just
just
oh,
married.
married
okay,
last
you just got
June.
married. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah.
yeah, okay. Sorry, the
Ba-
wrong
ba-
person to ask. Wrong person. I just assumed that tall, dark, handsome
ba- ba-
guy, may find his
yeah.
product in.
Actually, before COVID, there were quite a number of weddings between a marriage between the volunteers.
Ah, there you go. Those are great stories, no? I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
internalizing. Yeah, yeah.
Auntie, you shouldn't told that story. Well,
What's
me and my
I'm not
wife,
telling.
we met during do the volunteering.
Oh,
Wow.
I didn't know that.
this is better than dating apps. So people out there, if you want to volunteer for some love, to meet your true love, I think this is the place to be. I hope
Yeah.
so.
Sekejap je,
Um,
Ridwan.
Huh? No lah, because we share
The jodoh.
same ni kan.
oh, okay. I see.
Same
There's some
passion, eh?
Evening conversation
Same
happening right now
interest.
live on in front of hundreds of people watching. But okay. Uh, but yes, I was gonna say I'm gonna share another video because other than volunteering, as incitement, who are more than happy and honored to host PTV Soup Kitchen on our show, we also would like to kind of educate our viewers on how else can they contribute other than volunteering. And as you know, that I've been that we focus a lot on individual donation and corporate donations, and today we're focusing a lot on trying to create, that's the whole point of having this conversation, to get as much stories, compelling ones, things that resonates with our listeners out there and viewers. So I'm going to show them a quick video while we can still talk on how they can do so. So this is a quick video on how you can donate. We have this impact fund where all the four major nonprofits, or I would say five actually, 1, 3, 4, 5, yeah, five major nonprofits, as you can see on your right hand screen of that video, in support of, where PERTIWI is also part of it. This impact fund is a fund where we collect as many donations as possible from anyone. You are all welcome to contribute, whether one-time donation or even monthly, to this fund, and we will disperse this equally to all the five nonprofits for this month that is part of this theme of December. The thing here is that we've done the same thing in October for Cancer Awareness Month, where we hosted four different various cancer-related association and nonprofits. So this month we're focusing on these five charities that you see here. We have Fuji School, PERTIWI, Yayasan Chowkit, and so forth. And of course, this is where we want people to kind of collect as a collective, because this whole month is about helping each other out from each other's strength. So feel free to, those who are watching, you can also donate this on Lotus, because Simon is on some of the apps. Are you guys on Lotus by any chance? You know Lotus, right? Lotus
Yep.
Malaysia. Okay, good. So if you are ordering your groceries to Lotus, you can now order your donation receipt directly, and PERTIWI Soup Kitchen is on this Lotus app. So what that means, 500,000 users of Lotus will be able to see your organization here. So I believe there's a rough amount of 200,000 people using the app, buying groceries. So there's tremendous eyeballs now for people to kind of see where PERTIWI is. So we're helping as much as we can by not just sharing with our network, but through our business partners, where Lotus Malaysia is one of them. So if you have a Lotus app right now, you can actually go on your Lotus app, look for this category where you can donate, where it says make a donation right there, and then people can donate. So you can check with your volunteering groups if they have Lotus app. PERTIWI is on that app, under the Lotus app. So that means we're this is how we as an incitement has evolved. We're more of a tech company now, where we embed as many charities that is relevant for businesses like Lotus, where they can host and ask their customer base to make a donation. They also will send their own notifications, their and so forth, to let them know that, hey, they're running a campaign to help and share these are the charities that they're supporting, and PERTIWI is one of them. So I thought I should let you know on how we're helping as well, to kind of spread the message. So I hope you guys appreciate the things that we do other than hosting you in this show, It Matters show. That's why it's called It Matters, because everything matters to us. So we still have about 9 minutes left, but I want to go back to our chat stream, because there's been a few questions, and we have two questions here. Okay, so again, from Ellie Vandal, and she really loves you, Puan Ellie. So she's asking, she was commenting on the late Dato's hair. She looked like a rock star. That was her last comment. But her question early was, this is more on the finances. She's asking, how much does PERTIWI need in terms of funds to run its operation on a monthly basis?
Monthly basis, we need uh, at least 100,000 ringgit per month. That's
Okay.
just on the food, okay? That's not just on the food. And we have other bills, of course. Like, as I said, we have three part-time workers and other things. But we also have the monthly grocery distribution. That
Mm.
one costs about what, like 20,000 a month. Yeah.
Okay.
And we also have a yearly back to school promotion where we
Mm.
give needy families vouchers,
Mm.
150 ringgit for secondary school and 120 ringgit for primary school. So they
Okay.
can take these vouchers to Maidin to buy school uniform or whatever, stationery, shoes, and so on. So that's about 60,000 per year. So,
Okay.
but monthly to keep the soup kitchen running, we need about at least 100,000 per month. So if
Okay.
yeah,
Fantastic.
yes,
Fantastic. Okay, another question. We have actually a guest here outside of Malaysia from Kenya. So his name is Brian Ahaya. He's saying, "Hi, I'm Brian Ahaya from Kenya, a member of Mission Relief Africa, and I'm interested to learn more of this project and see how we can partner in making a difference not only in Malaysia but also here in Kenya. How can we get in touch? Have you
well,
had these kind of partnerships before outside of Malaysia or no?
not really in Malaysia. Yes, with other organizations, especially during the flood time last time. Yeah,
Mm,
organizations outside Kuala Lumpur. We do work
okay,
with them to provide aid to people in Kelantan, in Kedah, and so on, but not outside Malaysia. Yeah. Not so
okay.
far. Because
So
we are reachable through the email. We have an email, or you just go to
yes,
the to the social media. We can be contacted there. No problem.
absolutely. And I think also, Brian, if you're watching, you can also go to pertiwi.org.my, and you can also
Yeah,
retrieve the email there as well. And you can direct it to Puan Laili Ismail because she is the vice president of.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but whatever it is, if it doesn't work out, maybe it would be great to have a learning partnership as well for them to see how it works because
yeah,
these things are endless for ensuring that we all do our part in spreading as much positivity to our efficiency and our work elsewhere as well. Um, so we're oh man, we have about like 5 minutes left, uh, but it's okay. But when time flies, you're kind of having fun. It's totally fine. I just wanted to ask on a question to the volunteers again because I really wanted to um, sponge out your experience because a lot of people kept asking us where can we volunteer, where can we volunteer, and thankfully this month all the 5 organizations that we are going to have to show for are all volunteering core based. So do you have any message as a volunteer, Mimi and Ridwan, that you could tell to our potential volunteers who want to volunteer with Pritivi, starting with you, Ridwan?
Okay, for me myself, to achieve happiness in life, it is my personal opinion lah. I always hold on to these 4 pillars. The first one is, of course, you need to have a stable job, and the second one, you need to have a balanced mind. Where if you are doing technical things, you need to do something that for your right brain, for what we call it, to make your mind balanced lah. The third one, you need to have a balanced body, so
Mm.
do get some exercise. And last but not least is to contribute to the others. As long as for me myself, I'm holding to these 4 pillars and it makes me happy. So contribute to the communities, do the volunteering, and yeah, after all, the most important thing is not what you
Okay.
receive, but it is more of what you give to the others.
Okay, great.
So the
What about you,
message to
Mimi? I'm sure your message will be more Mimi-ish.
I was just attending a talk last week, and the speaker was talking about how none of us is promised another day or another week or another month or another year to live. None of us. And so we try to live each day the best that we can and give from whatever we can. I mean, if you're not financially capable of giving, there's always your own time, your own efforts in whatever way you can. And you'll never know the impact that you can give to other people's lives. And I do remember somebody, one of the beneficiaries. She was one of the beneficiaries, and then she somehow managed to overcome her challenges, and she was volunteering as well. So that was one of the more memorable encounters I had in the soup kitchen. So you never know. You just might be that person who will make such an impact in another person's life.
Inshallah. Thank you so much for those personal messages. And for those who are watching on Immerse.tv, to our friend Brian, Ellie, Chris, and a few others, please follow us on Immerse.tv. We highly appreciate if you can do that, because we want to have a lot of following also on Immerse.tv, which is a new platform that's been emerging the past year or two. And I wanted to also ask Puan Laili if you have any message you like to tell the world or tell the Malaysians actually, on the matter of how important it is to not always be busy with just focusing on your career, but also that looking outwards by joining an organization like Pertiwi will also add tremendous value holistically to your life. So, any personal message you'd like to say out there to our viewers out there?
Okay, I do not know whether people realize it or not. Yesterday was a World Volunteering Day. Yesterday was 5th of December, and this time UN gave the theme, if everyone did. That means, if collectively everyone does something to contribute to the betterment of the society, then a lot can be achieved. So as Panimi said, maybe not everybody is financially capable of donating, but that's
Right.
not the only thing. Okay, that's not the only thing. But if everybody has this realization that we need to do something for the society, then you'll find ways and means. Yeah, I'm very warmed up when a group of students did fundraising so that they can contribute financially to Pertiwi. They don't have the means, like they're not working, they are students, but they did a fundraising and they managed to donate at least 2 days meals worth for Pertiwi. So I think that's something great. So if everybody have this realization and this will to do something, then many things will turn out good for the society. So don't wait for until I have the time, until I have the money, until this, until that, because we never know whether we'll have that time. So just give whatever you can. And from my experience, if you want to do something, then the way will come. The way will come, inshallah. So that's it. Yeah.
Thank you for your amazing words, Puan Laili. Ridwan, Mimi, Puan Laili, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate you, all three of you, taking part. And I really hope that having us to host you in this month will help our viewers and help your mission and your vision to keep the legacy going. And with that, I will end our It Matters show. All you can say now is just thank you very much and have a great night. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Maybe take one selfie.
Thank you
one
very
video.
much too. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
Yeah.
Just want to take one screenshot and you can just do your cute pose if you don't mind. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Good.
Okay, thank you, Zikri.
No, thank you,
And
ladies.
thank you to Chris as well.
Ridwan. Thank you so much for
And
everything.
thank you to Chris as well.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
will.
thank you to Chris.
He's probably watching, so he's gonna say, "You're welcome."